No matter where you look today, Blake Lively is making headlines.
Why? What have you heard?
But not for the reasons that she'd like. Once considered America's sweetheart, Blake's every action is now being scrutinized by fans and media alike, and the latest revelations from her court battle with Justin Baldoni have shattered the carefully crafted image that she's maintained for years. So how did someone so beloved take such a rapid fall from grace, and what can we learn from her PR disasters? And is Blake a victim of unfair media narratives, or is there something much deeper at play? Hi, I'm Hannah, and today we're exploring the one big problem that ultimately led Blake Lively from Hollywood's golden girl to a PR nightmare. Don't forget to subscribe for more content like this, where together we explore classical femininity in trends, traditions, and lifestyles for an elegant and inspired life. When Blake Lively burst onto the scene in Gossip Girl, the world was captivated. She had a look, a charm, and that undeniable star power, and the media adored her, even branded her as the new it girl of Hollywood. But beyond the glitz and the glamour, Blake was actually carefully crafting a public persona, one that embodied effortless elegance, timeless beauty, and the all-American girl next door appeal. However, as we've come to now learn, this image was just that, an image. The lawsuit against Justin Baldoni has unearthed troubling allegations, shedding light on a side of Blake that the public wasn't ever meant to see. As details unfold, it's becoming increasingly clear the persona she presented to the world as, at best, a masterclass in PR, and at worst, it's a deliberate illusion. Unlike the stars that Blake claims to emulate, Blake simply isn't elegant. No matter how much she tries, Blake is leaning into the wrong version of elegance, rather than embracing its true essence. Elegance isn't just an aesthetic, all about the perfectly curated social media presence, nor is it about playing into the public's perception of you. Elegance is about authenticity and self-awareness and the ability to stand firm in your values. Blake's brand, however, is now crumbling under the weight of inconsistencies. This PR disaster isn't just about the legal battle. It's about how Blake has conducted herself in the process since she first came on the scene. Rather than handling the situation with grace and discretion, she's now actually doubled down on a narrative that no longer aligns with the public perception and our own research of this. And just like that, the illusion of effortless elegance has been shattered. And when you examine Blake's career and public persona, there's a striking lack of consistency. From Hollywood darling to a lifestyle guru and social activist, her identity seems to shift depending on what is most beneficial at the time. Much like Meghan Markle, Blake has struggled to maintain a singular, authentic voice, unless it's one that's critical and upsetting someone, opting instead for whatever brand positioning serves her best in the moment. Feminine elegance is grounded in authenticity and trustworthiness, and elegant women don't reinvent themselves at the expense of their credibility. Instead, we stand firm in who we are and what we believe in, because the moment that the public senses deception or inconsistency, the illusion crumbles. So Blake's wavering image has left people questioning, who is she really? And one of the biggest mistakes that celebrities have made when facing controversy like this is over-explaining, and Blake is by no means an exception. See, elegance thrives in simplicity and letting actions speak louder than words, but Blake, however, has taken the opposite approach, engaging in inciting public damage control that feels calculated rather than sincere. And whether it's vague social media posts, word salad answers, or strategic appearances, it all comes across as an attempt to control the narrative rather than face the truth. True elegance requires restraint. It requires knowing when to speak and when to let silence do the work, or when not to tell jokes. Blake's attempt at maintaining control has only drawn more attention to the cracks in her carefully built facade. Now, seduction is something that Blake Lively prides herself in.
Improvise.
I feel like this is gonna end up on OnlyFans, like me leaning over, chest falling out, squeezing this lemon. This is not suitable for work.
Despite saying that the word sexy is a problem, despite her using it multiple times, but seduction is so much more than just physical allure. It's about leaving something to the imagination. The most captivating women throughout history understood that less is more when it comes to their public image, but Blake, however, has fallen into the trap of overexposure. Between her over-explanations, her admittance to taking over film sets, and now the PR crisis leaving no stone unturned, there's no air of mystery left. Everything that she's done is coming out to have been curated, pre-approved, or hyper-managed, which we know from the released evidence that this is her MO. And she and her husband even tried to force these prepared statements on her adversaries. But rather than leaning into her natural charisma and allowing her talent to do the talking, she's relied on optics for years. And now that the optics are failing her, she's struggling to regain control. See, elegant women think long-term. They prioritize their legacy over fleeting moments of fame. And Blake has long tried to position herself as a woman of taste, class, and refined elegance, but true class is revealed in times of crisis. And the way that she handles this scandal is ultimately defining how the public will remember her. Will she acknowledge the missteps and rebuild her reputation with integrity? Or will she continue down the path of image crafting, PR tactics, finger pointing, and hoping that the storm passes? Blake Lively's PR crisis is a masterclass on how quickly public perception can shift. And despite years of being Hollywood's golden girl, this misstep, not embracing true elegance that magnified the inconsistencies, has thrown her entire brand into question, revealing we were always swayed by her aesthetics instead of her values all along. Unlike truly elegant women who stand firm in their values, Blake has struggled to maintain authenticity by rejecting the core tenets of elegance. She has found herself in a position where the public no longer knows what to believe. What's the lesson here? Elegance is more than an aesthetic. It's a way of being. And when you prioritize image over substance, the facade will eventually crack. So if you want to cultivate true elegance in your life, rooted in your core values, your confidence, and timeless appeal, I've written a whole ebook on the 4 principles of elegance that I'd love to share with you. It's in the description. You can just click the link below and I'll send it to you completely free once you put in your email. Thank you so much for watching today, and I'll see you in the next video.